Today on Beyond the Rig, we have a very special guest who's a 21-year Army veteran, and he's up for a pretty special award, a transition to trucking. Are you ready?
I'm ready. Let's get trucking.
This is Beyond the Rig.
Welcome to another episode of Beyond the Rig. I'm Linda Domini. This is
Will Phipps, your co-host.
It's nice to see us back again, I hope.
I'm glad you're back.
Yeah, because I missed the first one. You did the first one.
Yeah, so I kind of gave our guest a kind of little heads up on where you've been, and I hope you learned something.
And what did you say?
I told him exactly what it was, that you were in podcast
That was so
boot camp.
That was so last season.
No, it wasn't. You were gone.
That was last season.
No, I had to play it off because they were writing emails, letters, where's Linda? And I was having to fight it off. So I hope you've learned something to bring to the table a little more.
I did. What I learned is I have a lot of fans and you do not.
Oh, I have some. They blast me. They blast me. Somebody asked me, why am I doing a podcast? I have no idea. Idea.
So do you know what we're doing today? Because I'm super excited about this one.
Well, we have a pretty cool guest.
Yeah, we do. And I believe, is this the second driver from Night that's in this award?
Someone would fact check me if I said yes. So I'm going to go with your answer and say yes.
Oh,
Is
you're
it the
afraid.
second?
You're afraid
No,
to stand on your own. It's okay. It's okay. It's all right.
I do not know.
That's all right. I got room under my wing. Come on over.
We're
good. All right. So you ready? You ready to...
Let's wing it.
All right. So before the show, we were talking to the guest, and we determined that he did not want to be... His name is Chris, not Christopher. Yeah, However, we decided he's got a cooler name, and it's CDS.
But he said not to call him that.
I know, but we did it anyways. So he is an Army veteran for 21 years, which is incredible. Thank him for your service. And he started out as a heavy machinery diesel tech, which is wonderful because that means he understands the mechanics of the truck, and now he's driving the truck. But
I think you're stealing his thunder. We've got to introduce him.
Dude, I'm trying to tell you what it's all about.
You sold a story on him, and we have to welcome him in.
All right, welcome him in. Make it happen.
Christopher Slindee, welcome to the podcast. I'm sure you're scared from just hearing what we banter about. So
not at all.
Hey,
I'm over here laughing. I'm over here laughing at the two of you. It looks like a badminton game, a little tennis match going on over there. No bad feelings over there, huh?
No bad feelings.
Texas and Tennessee rivalry.
Oh man,
yeah.
I'm nowhere close to either one of you. I'm from Minnesota.
From Minnesota.
Oh, I don't
that's
know.
Way up there.
Yep.
We have a new participant now.
Or for those who are from Minnesota, they'd be more like Minnesota.
Yeah, you don't talk like you're from
right.
Minnesota.
Don't you know?
Yeah, that's right.
Lena.
Not me. So how long have you been out of Minnesota? Because you've lost that accent.
I left when I was 18. I say left because I left.
You left when you were 18?
I signed up in the Army when I was 17. My second month of high school.
Yeah.
I decided that I was going to go somewhere else other than school. I don't like school.
And so the Army was
Sadly enough, I don't like school. I don't like to sit, which I do now, obviously, right?
But I was about to say, you signed up for a truck driver, but don't like to sit.
But I get to see.
Yeah, you get to see.
I get to see. I might be sitting, but I'm always seeing.
Yeah.
So I was never the type to sit behind a desk or a computer. I wanted to do things with my hands. That's what I was, ever since I was little, I've always done things with my hands. I like to see things come to fruition, not type things into fruition or what have you. But
so let's just jump right in. Let's jump right in. So obviously you were a young kid in Minnesota. How do you say it? Minnesota?
Well, if you want to say it like from people from Minnesota, it's Minnesota.
You're totally from Texas. Don't ever try to do that again.
I tried.
I'm so sorry.
I give my family crap about it all the time when we're on the phone. Let's go get in the boat. What?
Like out here we have boats.
Yeah. They say,
but no lakes.
What?
Arizona don't have lakes.
What's Havasu?
Yeah, we have a lake Havasu.
Like 150 feet. It's
Thank
almost
you,
gone. It's almost dried up, but yeah.
From all that partying out there.
Yeah, but anyways, so tell us, you've ever had experience with trucking prior to you obviously joining.
Yeah. My dad drove truck when ever since I was little. He's always been in a semi. And
were you able to go out?
Oh, yeah,
on the
absolutely.
Truck with him?
One of my first times that I can remember was him and his Pete. And that's always been his favorite truck was Peterbilt's. But
Peterbilt.
I can remember being in the Pete running up and down 35 in Minnesota.
So you got to ride with him, obviously, while he was. And would you go just over the summer? Did you go for 6 weeks? You go
just
for a
just
month?
over the
You go
weekends
for-
usually or during the week.
Oh,
But whenever I was off school, obviously.
Yeah.
Yep.
That had to be pretty cool to be
Oh, I
a
loved it.
little kid
I
to
loved
climb
it.
up into that big giant
Yep.
rig.
The steps are bigger than me, and here I am sitting in the seat going like this. Yeah.
The seat that's bouncing, or
Yep.
was it air ride back then?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Except for when I rode with my grandpa in his dump truck, I had to sit on a milk crate.
They removed the
Are we
seat.
allowed to say that? Is that illegal now?
I think it's okay.
Yeah.
I'm not going to get a ticket for that, am I?
They actually still do that in trucks where, like flatbedders, they'll take out the passenger seat just to put a crate of all their gear.
Yep.
Yeah, they don't want a seat because nobody rides with them.
Yep.
They call that a dummy seat.
Yep.
Gotta be a
And that's
dummy to
exactly
sit-
what I was sitting on.
Yeah,
I
you
was a
got to be a dummy
seat.
to sit over
I was
there.
sitting there, yep.
Yeah.
Grandpa said the same thing too. I had to hold his lunch too, so it didn't bounce around.
So it did bounce around.
You had a purpose.
Oh yeah,
That's funny.
yeah. It's I've been infatuated with trucks since I was a kid. Like I always seen them going on the road, and I always loved them because I love monster trucks. I love big trucks. They're different. They're unique. I like unique things.
Back in the day, you could go like,
Oh, you still can. I still see kids doing it to me right now, and
Do you?
I still love doing it.
oh, that's awesome,
And of course, in the Kenworth, I actually got one I can pull. So,
Yeah, right.
which is nice.
so
They should always have that to be able to pull because I think it's so cool when the little
that's
kids
a traditional thing. A kid goes like
Yeah.
this. You got to pull on the. You
Yeah,
got to
now
pull on
like
and
the
give it to them.
Volvos have
Yeah.
the train horn right in the center, and
Yeah, I
it'll
don't
give you a
like-
heart attack.
I'm not a fan of those.
Yeah, right.
Yep. I like my K-Dub.
So at age 17, you signed on with the Army, and I'm assuming you waited until you were 18 to graduate, or
Yeah,
and
once
then
I
moved on?
graduated, it was no more than a month, and I was off to boot camp in South Carolina,
South
and
Carolina.
then the rest is history.
Yeah.
I've been all over the world, 7 different deployments, about 8 or 9 different countries that I've been deployed to.
What was your favorite location?
Germany. That was my first duty station. So here I am,
yeah? 18
18 years old in Germany, and guess what? It's legal to drink in Germany when you're 18 as an American soldier.
Right.
Not anymore. Not anymore. They nixed that.
Yeah.
Not too long after I left. Maybe it was me that was the problem. I don't know.
You caused them to change
Might
the
have been
law.
me. Oh man, was that me that did that? I don't know. No.
Are you 86 from Germany, man?
Oh no, definitely
All
not.
right.
Definitely not. But I love Germany. It was amazing. The scenery, the people, everything over there is I love culture. So I mean, it was
Yeah.
it was
that's a big
phenomenal
difference.
to be a part of it. And then my first unit was the first infantry division, and that's kind of where I base all of my military knowledge too, because we got more than just you're just a guy that turns a wrench. No, you're a soldier too. You're
Right.
gonna go take this M249 and you're gonna lead our squad down this backwoods road.
Right.
Whoa, what? You know, I mean, so I got it all right there. You know, difference in culture, difference in training, and
So you worked on the trucks, or did you work on the jets?
no, I'm strictly on wheels.
Strictly
Anything
on
that
wheels.
was ground maintenance.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
Oh,
So
okay.
I have to
that-
start establishing this picture over here. So anybody listening, so 17, 18, you go into the Army, boot camp, you get out, 21 years. You mentioned your grandfather, your father. So during the military, you get your CDL to start road testing equipment?
No, I didn't get my CDL till right before I retired.
Oh, okay. So you got that in the Army. And where did your love of trucking come in during the 21 years?
Well, like I said, I've always loved big trucks. I just never thought I would be the one driving them.
Never thought you'd be behind the wheel
My
of one.
idea was to keep working on them. I want to be the guy that people can depend on, trust on, you know, because someone's loved one is behind that wheel. You know, I should be loving that truck as much as that driver should. And that's kind of what my thought process was as far as being a mechanic. So I went and got my CDL because that's one of the, you know, you got to hit this, you got to have this, and if you want to be a mechanic on the outside. So I got my CDL, and right before I retired, my dad passed away. And once he passed away, I decided that I wasn't going to go towards my my idea of originally being a mechanic on the outside. I decided I was going to take the CDL, and I'm going to go get behind a semi, and I'm going to go take a truck through 48 states. Because that was the one thing my dad didn't get to finish, was make it through 48 states. He missed Maine.
And so how many states do you have left?
I'm at 46, and I've already been to Maine.
So
And ironically enough, one of the 2 states I'm missing is where I'm from.
Minnesota.
I haven't driven a semi in
I
Minnesota.
mean, I don't even know what to say to that. You're from there.
Well, I think it's a good thing because that means that hopefully if it gets planned out right, which I'm already working with my driver manager for, Minnesota will be the last state I make it to. And I'm going to take my 48 state pin and I'm going to put it on my dad's headstone.
Oh, that'll be so cool.
Where's the last state?
Was that?
Where's the last state? You said there's 2 states.
Oh, North Dakota.
North
North
Dakota.
Dakota.
North Dakota and Minnesota are my last 2 states.
You're planning on doing that before winter time, right?
Oh, I'm going to do
Yeah.
it during the winter. It's
during-
already winter. Technically,
during
you go up
winter?
there right now. It's already snowing.
Right.
So,
Oh, boy.
but my dad did it. Why can't I?
Absolutely.
I drove through the winter last year. I could do it again.
So my husband was Air Force, and I've always wanted to live in it's a Minot up in North Dakota.
Yep.
Because I wanted to experience what is life like. Like I cannot physically imagine where you open up the front door and it's all snow. Like that's got to be crazy to experience. And so I'd always told him, let's just go once. The problem is if you get there, you're not leaving.
You get stuck.
And so we didn't want to go because of that. But I would have loved to have been able to see how do you live in that? Like how do you survive in that? Because that's the best part about moving, right? You get to learn so much and you adapt from all the different people and different places. Everybody does it different. And so you get to experience stuff in different states or even countries. So I've always wanted to do it, but we were always afraid of getting stuck. So we never got to go.
Best thing is probably do a vacation there so you can get it the raw way, the easy way.
Get
So
snowed
you
in.
don't have to actually be stuck there and actually get snowed in. You can get snowed in your hotel instead of snowed in and be stuck
Yeah.
with a fireplace all winter, you know?
Yeah, but I just can't imagine not going out of your house because you can't get out. Like, do you crawl through the tunnel? Do you make a tunnel? I don't know. Like, it's just crazy. Or you got to plug in your car. Like, that just seems so foreign.
It's kind of like Arizona. Nobody goes out in the heat.
Who doesn't go out in
And
the
then
heat?
people in my neighborhood, they pull a garage door goes up, they go in. No different than snow. It's too
When garage
hot. or
goes
it's
down,
too
they go in the
cold.
house.
Right.
No.
Yeah.
No.
So I have a question for you. So 21 years in the Army, you held a pretty big title while you were in there.
Yes, but no. I don't really consider it a big title. I retired as a master sergeant.
So with that being said, I wanted to ask you, not a whole lot of people that you have to take orders from. You're pretty much the one in charge of a group of people. How, when you get out of the Army into trucking now, it's kind of like you're starting over at ground zero. You're getting your CDL. You're now with a totally different environment, having to take like instructions after all those years of giving them. How hard was that for you to kind of start over again?
It wasn't at all. I was ready. So there's a lot of responsibilities, obviously, a lot of expectations based off my rank and what, as far as what I was in charge of, responsible for. So I was at the brigade level, which for those who might not be familiar, you have brigade, you have battalion, and you have company level. So in reverse order, brigade would be higher than battalion, battalion's higher than company. And our brigade, we had 4 battalions. Each battalion had 5 companies. So each of those companies have their own motor pool or their own shop, so to speak. I'm responsible for all of them, making sure that they get their parts, making sure that they're sending in their reports, seeing if they need any assistance of why their part hasn't come in yet, or, the normal things that a shop would have to deal with.
Right.
I'm supposed to be their entity to help them, be successful. So being able to let go of all that and start, if you want to say it from the bottom, or start fresh, I was ready for it because 2 things. One, my phone doesn't go off all the time in the middle of the night. That was the best thing, is I can sleep through the night and my phone isn't saying, "Hey, where's your
So-and-so
soldier
got in
at?"
trouble.
Hey, Master Sergeant, where's your? Oh man, not again. So that part of it was refreshing to be able to let it go. That chapter of my life, I don't owe the Army anything. It doesn't owe me anything. It was a great learning experience. I can tell you so many things that I've been able to be a part of, but to let it all go, close that chapter, and then start fresh was refreshing for me. And then in that aspect also, the other part of it is the best way to be able to do something is to know it from the start. I didn't want to jump in and I never want to jump in and be in charge of everybody I'd rather know what everybody does first. Who's the best boss? The boss that never forgets where they came from. Never forget what the first person is or the entry-level person is and what they're doing.
Right.
You know, and then how do you make your business successful is, yeah, you might be the boss, but what is your junior person doing? What does your junior person need to be successful? Because their success is your success.
Correct.
So I don't mind. I've loved every minute of being where I'm at. And I have a fabulous team, a great team, the Heart Terminal, El Paso, Texas, which, by the way, you see our fancy shirts, right?
Uh-huh.
If you got it, Night brought it.
Yeah.
El Paso, Texas.
Sir, since you said that, I'm gonna have to say this over here. So I did watch a video that you guys shot. And did you see the video?
Which one?
You know what bugged me the most about the video?
Which one?
The blinds, where he was interviewing him, the blinds were all messed up in there. So shout out to El Paso. Next time, fix your blinds before you do an epic video like that.
So, I knew someone was going to say something. I was waiting for it. So I knew someone was going to say something.
You're welcome, El Paso.
So when you were talking about transitioning, it hit me. When the military members, especially those that have been in for 20 plus years, when they transition into what we call the real world, right? Because you go from...
We just call it the civilian world.
Well, we call it the real world. But when you come over to this world, it's different, right? Because the military, there's regs, there's stuff that you got to do. You open the TO, and the TO says you got to do this, in this order, right? And yeah, there's some thought behind it, but you're literally following the TO. And if there's a change, then you've got to make that change. But you have procedures in place for everything. And then you transition into the civilian life, and most people would struggle. And because I've seen it, my husband did this. You go into the next one, and now you go into where there are rules, but yeah, it's kind of gray. You don't have to do it. And yeah, you're supposed to do this, but you don't have to do it in that order as long as you get to the final. And that can be a bit tough. However, I've just realized that you went from the military to the DOT where there's still those, you got to do this, you got to do that. You stayed in that. These are the regs, and I've got to do this, and I've got to go in this order. So that transition had to be pretty simple for you, other than having to put on that military uniform, although I still see you in your BDUs.
I still love wearing my pants. I still love wearing my pants.
The one thing you didn't even say about him, the picture I saw of him before was all nice and clean cut, and as soon as he was done, man, he went...
No, look at his hair. He
went totally Sons of Anarchy on the beard and stuff, man. I like it.
Sons of Anarchy.
Yeah, I like it.
That's not even real bikers.
Right.
But look at his hair. His hair's still cut. Look, it's not touching his ears. He's still...
But did you want to have that beard while you were serving?
Absolutely.
Absolutely I did. Did you?
No.
No. So you look at that transition. That's what I say. Look at him. He's ready.
Nope. That was the first thing I was like, nope, it's coming. I'm letting it go.
And I think most guys, when they get out, a lot of them can't let go of the hair. But most of them will grow.
Although some people
hair.
don't have a choice.
I know. I see her kind of looking over.
That sounded like a shot.
I was just looking like this.
I can't even grow it. That was kind of hurtful, Linda. You know, I'll be sure to get you next time you're not on the podcast.
Shines that thing.
Hey, she'll be absent again. I'll get her.
Get out the buff pad.
Who does? It's a true statement. So now we've transitioned. We're now into the trucking world, right? Although I do have one more question about the military. I forgot to ask you, what was when you think back, like I can think, oh my gosh, this was something that I was epic while I was in the service that you just can't forget. What's the most memorable thing that you can think of from your military service?
The most positive would be Germany. Being able to experience Germany, to be out in a country I've never been to. I'm 18 years old. I don't know my left from my right, basically, I did, obviously.
And you just left home.
But I straight out of the house, straight to boot camp, straight to, hey, you're going over to Germany.
You're like,
so
what?
Here I am, culture shock, out of my element, and I loved every minute of it. Yeah. But that's also the benefit of person who's in the military, is they technically and typically are able to adapt to almost anything.
I'm going to ask you a more raw question, Because I remember my dad went to Germany. I got a picture of him on a tank on the Autobahn. I heard his stories, man. She's going to ask you the scripted, nice stuff over here, man. I want to hear the craziest thing. You're 18 years old in Germany. Hey, don't script this, man. I want to hear something fun over here.
You want military side or you want non-military side?
Hey, I want non-military story time.
There is a difference.
Well, they kind of tie together. So Germany it was a blast. Again, 18 years old. I never really partied, never really, I was at the house a lot. I was taking care of my stuff that I had to take care of, making sure mom wasn't mad at me for making sure I did my chores. I mean, my room was clean, but 18 years old and you can go out every night of the week.
And nobody's telling you different.
Can't tell you any different. And all you got to do is be at formation the next morning. There's many times that we would go out, and in Germany, the bars don't close at 2 a.m. The clubs don't close at 2 a.m. The restaurants don't close at 2 a.m. Well, I can't speak for it now, but when I was there. So me and my friends, we would be
partying all night.
Tuesday through Sunday. We were out till 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning, driving back down the Autobahn, and again, no speed limits either. So,
right.
Well, no speed limits for the most part, but we were hauling tail to get back to formation. We run upstairs and we're brushing our teeth, we're shaving our face, we're throwing our PTs on and back downstairs we go, and we're
and you would have to run.
And then we ran every day. We ran every day. But we had a ball. We had a ball. Our platoon sergeant took care of us as long as we were doing what was expected of us. What else can you ask of a soldier? Is like if they're doing what's expected of them, they're where they're supposed to be. They're in the right uniform. They're doing what they're supposed to be doing. They're accomplishing the mission. Mm-hmm.
What's your favorite stateside? What's your favorite place? Stateside?
So
please don't say Texas.
Actually, it's not.
Okay, thanks.
That's because it was
nothing against Texas though, because Texas is probably one of the states that takes the best care of veterans. And there's no state taxes either.
Oh, man, you knew you had to go there. You knew
that. Not Tennessee.
I'm just saying.
Totally played that card against me.
I'm just saying.
All right.
You're right. That's okay.
But there's also benefits in Texas that veterans get, i.e. if you are 100% disabled, you don't pay taxes on your proproperty.
Which is nice. That's
so
a huge
you could have
savings.
a very nice home for a very reasonable price. You're not paying property taxes on it. But the state I've loved the most is Colorado, followed by Arizona, and then Texas.
Oh, okay.
You ever thought about Tennessee? I mean,
Heck
they're great.
no. Why would you
take
think
care
of that?
veterans in
They
Tennessee
do.
too.
You're right, they do.
Yeah,
they do. I have friends that live
and
out
they
there.
don't have a state tax either.
I have a friend that has his own trucking company from out there too.
People are nicer.
Don't get crazy.
We're welcoming.
I think it depends on where you go, because typically the smaller cities people are more welcoming than the larger cities.
So,
So
do you live in?
Hold on, you can't just ask him that. You asked the
Okay,
best.
go
Now, what's the
ahead.
worst?
All right.
Because I had lots of worsts.
He's
Like
always
where
got
I
to
Worst
go
place
there.
ever?
Yeah,
That you've been stationed.
because I was so excited when I started driving in '98. Like it was like, oh, I was so excited to see all 48 states, Canada, going into Mexico, and then it got old real quick, and I was like, oh, you're sending me back there?
Wait, so you asking him where's the worst place he's ever lived, been stationed
No,
at, or
visited
driven?
as a truck driver. Now
Oh,
we're
okay.
on truck driving. We got his,
Okay.
yeah, we've got the Germany clubbing side of that, doing everything.
Because
Yeah.
definitely the worst state, and there's probably a lot of people that could potentially vote for me later on that are going to be in this state that might not get their vote now, but
So maybe you should hold back.
I'm going to keep it real. I'm going to keep it real. There's nothing wrong with being honest. So, not sorry, California.
Oh yeah.
The traffic is atrocious.
I was stationed in Barstow. Well, technically I was stationed in Fort Irwin, but I lived in Barstow. That is probably the worst duty assignment I've been to. It's the worst location I've been to. I did not enjoy any of my 2 years there.
Nobody in Barstow.
That was also
enjoys
when
it
I
in
got
Barstow.
deployed to Afghanistan too, and that was even worse. So we started at the worst, and then we got even worse. So
Yeah.
that's definitely the small point in my life that I was like, this, ugh, it's
Makes
got to
you
get better. It's got to get better.
Second guess everything.
It got better. I mean,
Yeah.
I can't complain everything that happened after that. So,
Well, that's a good thing.
but if you call one of my driver managers, John, in the El Paso terminal, he has a video of probably the most random thing I've ever seen. While I was driving, I'm in my K-Dub and going down one of the highways in California, And out of nowhere, these two cars come flying by me on the on-ramp. Get on the highway, and next thing you know, you just see them going like this.
What?
I'm like, what the hell's going on here? Wait, can I say that?
Yeah, you can. You're
Okay.
good.
Thanks. There goes our podcast careers.
I mean, I don't want to get like, but they're going back and forth, and I'm like, what are they playing? What's going on? And
Are
all
they
of a
trying to
sudden,
get
one of
you
them
to-
just slams on his brake, goes sideways, right in front of the car. The other car stops. Dude jumps out of his car. I don't know what he has in his hand. I couldn't really tell. And he starts running at the other car. The other car slams it reverse, hauls tail to my right, back towards the on-ramp. Car comes flying down, just narrowly misses it, narrowly misses the wall.
What?
This was all, I mean, a matter of probably 2 minutes
Good
from the back and forth to
gosh.
that to it's the craziest thing I had.
I love that. That's like a typical Tuesday in California.
That's
That-
insane.
Yeah.
I think it was Tuesday, actually.
Was it? See?
Are you
That was-
speaking from
He
experience?
still has the video.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we were actually going to offer you a dedicated, to Barstow, California.
No thanks. No thanks.
So do you?
But I wouldn't have to stay, so maybe it wouldn't be too bad.
Right, you get to leave.
Oh, that's true. That's true. You wouldn't have to stay. So do you live in El Paso now?
Yes. Yep. Live in El Paso. Been there since 2016. And the only way that I'll probably leave is if it's to Colorado or maybe Arizona.
We're full.
Well,
Yeah, we're
hey, you
full.
picked. Hey, you picked. I mean, Fort Bliss is a huge base.
Yep.
Or you don't call it a base. Y'all call it.
Well, call it base.
You call it base.
Yep.
Yeah, that's. I mean, it's humongous.
Yeah, it actually stretches into New Mexico even.
Yeah, like I was shocked when we went through there. I was like, oh my gosh, this thing is massive. Although I will admit, so my son-in-law is Army, and every base that we've been to with him, that thing, they're all humongous. Like I don't think y'all do small bases. They're all huge.
No, there's a few small ones.
Yeah, I hadn't seen it yet.
Go to Fort Huachuca,
I haven't been there yet.
Sierra Vista, Arizona.
Oh, well, I mean, Sierra Vista is not very big, so the base can't either.
AKA Fort We Got You. That's one of those
Fort
bases
We
where you
Gotcha.
might not get out of there. Yep. I got out though.
You got out.
I went to Hawaii.
Oh, that would be nice.
I definitely got out.
Yeah, that was a reward.
Oh yeah, I spent 4 years there. It was very refreshing. Very
Yeah,
refreshing.
what a rough place to go.
You want to talk about? You see the commercials with the beach and the Corona and or Dos Equis or whatever you want to drink. Maybe it's Bud Light. Every day,
Oh, sounds horrible.
every day.
Tough
what a-
life, huh?
That's
Oh man,
horrible.
I loved it.
Oh, let's
I
have a
loved it.
moment. Yeah, let's have a quick moment to feel sorry.
So you get your CDL, and then you retire from the Army, and then what?
I went straight to trucking.
So where?
My dad hadn't. I hadn't even actually really retired yet. So
so you were on
everyone
terminal?
gets like terminal leave.
Yeah.
You know, if you save it, you get terminal leave. While I was on terminal leave, I was doing some trucking. Went and spent time with him and the family over Christmas and New Year's, and went back out over the road after we got back. And I probably was out for a week, and he had passed away.
So why? I mean, eventually you found night.
Well,
Found
I'd
El
already been driving for night.
Oh, so
So
you
I was
right
actually-
out of the military, you chose night.
I was actually still active duty when I started working with night.
So you went to the
Okay.
CDO school in Texas, correct?
Fort Bliss, Texas.
And then what
Phoenix
was
Truck
the?
Driving School, Fort
I
Bliss,
think your
Texas.
story's pretty cool about how you landed at night. I like hearing that. You want to share?
About how I actually signed on.
Yeah, how you actually signed on, because it's a competitive market out there.
It is. And kind of going in back with the idea of I wanted to start fresh. I had ideas that I don't want to be stressed out. I don't want to work my tail off. And I want to be respected. So probably every week, one or two companies would come in and talk to us, tell us what they offer.
At Fort
the
Bliss.
typical spiel. And the El Paso terminal came in, which was, at the time it was Ivan and Lydia came in and spoke with us. And the way they spoke to us is what caught my attention. They spoke like they were human. They didn't speak like they were talking from a script. They didn't speak like, here's my selling points, check, check, check. No, I felt they spoke like, I'm human, you're human, here's what we have, here's the reality, come check us out if you're interested. Bottom line. And I did. And the moment I walked into the terminal, I walked in, and obviously you can't get in without a badge, so I didn't have a badge at the time. And I no more and got to the door. Someone came open the door for me. Hey, welcome, come on in, da-da-da-da. And spoke with Ivan, spoke with Lydia. So you're interested? Yeah, absolutely. And right there, I sat down on the computer and filled out my application, and the rest is history.
Wow.
But it was because of the way they spoke. They kept it real, and they actually treat people like humans.
And
I'm pretty sure that's all night everywhere, but I mean.
And I'm glad you're saying that because, man, I get on social media and I hear drivers. It's like all the big companies they have Facebook, they have all this social media, and all I see constantly is negative. And for you to have like 1.2 million other trucking companies out there to choose from, it's kind of like people land for the right reasons. You are where you're supposed to be in life. I can tell by talking with you that everything happened with you for a reason.
For a reason.
And, I'm glad that you're kind of giving a shout out to a bigger company, like Knight, because there's so much negative, involved with the other major Goliath carriers that to hear your story of where you started, the transition to where you are now, that says a lot, man, because I do have total respect for Ivan, Lydia, Isaac, all the driver managers. And I talk to other terminals all around the country. Okay. And I've worked with the small ones with 2 trucks all the way up to 15,000, and they're huge. But El Paso sets kind of the precedence with me on how they treat their drivers, and it's being modeled throughout the United States, man. So you couldn't have picked a better terminal.
El Paso
Terminal with
is
the
the
heart.
It's the heart terminal.
Absolutely.
It's where it all starts.
I agree. That's awesome. That's a great story. I personally have been to that school and talked to the drivers there at Fort Bliss. It was great. It's a homey. I just feel like it's a homey environment, and I was shocked after.
It's very down to earth.
Yeah.
Again, I think that goes back to the just keep it real.
Yeah.
We're human.
It's like being at a cookout. That's what I tell people. You go to some, it's scripted, and it feels like it's very just like, oh my gosh. But when you get over here tonight, man, that's what people don't realize. It's laid back. It's like you're sitting at a cookout just conversing like what we're doing right now.
Yep.
It's genuine, down to earth people. And that's like what this podcast is for. We get guys and girls that come onto the show, and it helps share the message. I mean, we're not threatening you to say, hey, you're going to tell us your story over here.
I don't know. Did you see what you were doing to him?
Yeah, the stick is right there.
but what happens behind the camera?
But it is a great honor for us to have you come on and share our story. That way other people, and it's not a recruiting effort. This is like genuine stuff that we really appreciate. So
Well, I'll add something to the recruiting effort.
yeah.
You can't pay me enough to stress me out.
Yeah. Because you are an ambassador out there on the road,
You can't pay
man.
me enough to stress me out. I get asked all the time, why don't you drive for such and such? I won't name any names. Why don't you drive for such and such? They pay this per mile. I'm like, okay, great. They pay that per mile. Is that only loaded? Well, yeah. Okay, well, guess what? I don't have that problem. Do they offer you bonuses? Well, no. You have that problem. I don't. I get bonuses.
Right.
So if I work harder, I get paid more.
Yeah.
That's the difference, and I will never, you can't, after being in the military, you can't pay me enough to stress me out. I will not take $1 for stress. No, can't do it. Won't do it.
You're a very
That's
That's why I
awesome.
still have my hair.
yeah.
That's awesome.
That's why I still have my hair.
You are a very humble guy. Tell by talking about your spot where you're supposed to be, and I was going for the ambassador out there. You're kind of up for something special that very few people ever get an opportunity.
Yeah, this is
So-
exciting.
Yeah.
Way special. I'm kind of dumbfounded by how I even landed this far.
Absolutely.
But I mentioned it earlier. The reason that I have this opportunity, I call it an opportunity. The reason I have this opportunity is because my dad is not here. If he was here, I would not be here because I probably wouldn't be driving truck. I made the decision that once he passed away that I want to finish the chapter that he has started. I want to get to all 48 states. I want to own my own truck. And I want to put obviously when he passed away, I said, I want to put his name on the side of the truck. And then I can close that chapter and say he did accomplish this. Because I didn't bring it in with me, and I wish I would have. I carry his bracelet and his pendant that he hung from his
Rear
tractor
mirror?
as he was driving. Well, we don't have rear view mirrors,
Yeah.
but he hung it from the center of where his mic was, and it was never travel faster than your angel can fly.
Yeah.
And I have that attached to his bracelet, and that is my pendant that goes with me everywhere.
That's cool.
Oh,
And
that's awesome.
It's outside in the truck right now. So,
That's awesome.
That's a great story.
But I wouldn't be here. I wouldn't have this opportunity if it wasn't for his passing. So I believe again, like you mentioned earlier, things happen for a reason. You end up where you are for a reason. I believe I'm here because my dad is pushing for this.
Yeah.
I was selected as one of 3, from what I saw, one of 3 drivers from Knight that were put forth in the nomination.
Is it just from Knight, or is this
it's
national?
It's nationwide.
So this
it's
is
nationwide.
like all
so,
truck drivers.
I mean, every major trucking company, you don't even have to be a major trucking company. I was reading on it. You can nominate anybody. It doesn't have to be a major trucking company.
You know how many CD? I'm gonna throw some numbers out here for you now, just to say. So your head should get big right now, because
No.
I would
No.
if I were you. When I spit these numbers out here for you, know how many
You're
active
not him.
drivers that are out there, and for fact checkers out there,
Oh,
there's
fact
about
checkers.
3.5 million
That are
drivers that are out there,
active drivers.
So you being one of 3,
0.5 million.
yeah, 3.5.
Well, first I
million.
was one of 3 for Knight to be in the original nomination, and then I was in the the top 10 is what it was called.
Right.
So me, I felt blessed. I felt proud. I was happy that Knight picked me, and I even asked my driver manager, my DDM. I even asked Ivan, like, how did I get picked? What did I do? Because I feel like I'm doing my job.
And what is this award? What is the award called?
Transition Trucking Award, Driving for Excellence.
Okay.
Put on by Fastport, Kenworth, Hiring Our Heroes, and I'm sure there's more, but I just remember those off the top of my head. Kenworth is donating a brand new T680, not the new gen, the classic. I call it the classic because you have 2 different versions of it out right now, but a brand new Kenworth T680. Here's your title, here's your keys. Go be an entrepreneur. Go forth and do great things. So,
and that's where you were talking about your dad's name on there.
We're talking about a
yeah.
$150,000 truck, maybe more. I don't know exactly, but free and clear. Here's your title.
And now you're top 3.
Final 3.
Final 3.
Yep, they're naming it as the final 3. So
what's
out of everybody that was put together, I made it to the final, the top 10, and then they brought us all out. The last 10 of us, they brought us out to Chillicothe, Ohio. I might be saying that wrong. To the Kenworth facility out there. We actually got to tour the plant.
Oh, that's cool.
That's cool.
It is really, really awesome to see what everyone puts forth. Again, everyone has their own little specialty, right? And you watch a truck start from absolutely nothing but frame to coming out the other side of the facility as a full-on tractor. And
That's cool.
It's amazing. It goes through the paint booth, everything, all in one shot, all down the chain. It was really amazing to see. But one of
It's
those,
got to be a massive warehouse.
oh yeah, it is, and they get a lot of awards too. They were just given an award here recently too. I don't remember, don't quote me, but they had just got awarded recently too after we went through the facility.
That's awesome.
But
That's why I said your head should be big, man.
No.
It should be. You're humble. That's why I said you're too humble and nice of a guy. But absolutely, man. You're
I enjoy
confident.
that. I enjoy that I get to do all this. Everything is an opportunity to me. It's challenges, choices, and opportunities. There's another C I always forget, but it's you have a challenge, you have a choice with that challenge. You can present an opportunity. Maybe the opportunity is the challenge. I don't know, but
Yeah.
I think everything is what you make of it, and just be humble about who you are and do your part.
So I'm curious
So-
on the process. Oh, you get selected. Knight says, "Hey, we're throwing your name in this hat over here." What's the process? I'm so curious now to see what's the process. Like
He
the
got
first step to the interview process.
Well,
Tell
part
me.
of it was that video that you
Right?
that you decided to
With the blinds.
El Paso with the blinds,
Yeah.
yeah. But
who do you know who nominated you?
so
Because it was started there.
I don't know if it started any particular person, but I know the El Paso terminal, all the DDM, all the DMs, and the terminal managers. So Ivan, Lydia, Isaac, John, Victoria, JJ, Harley. I'm missing somebody, and they're going to be mad at me later. I didn't say Isaac yet.
Poor Isaac.
Isaac's the one that got to go to the
He said
facility with me.
Isaac.
No, we didn't. Rewind it. I'm sorry, Isaac.
I think he's picking on me.
Right?
But I mean, everyone that was there, from what I was told by Trevor, who is up here now, Trevor was part of the nomination as well. But
Yeah, Trevor works a lot with the school out there.
yep,
Yeah.
yep. I actually met him at the truck driving school. He came out and spoke to us about the opportunities at Knight.
Yeah.
But between him and everyone at the El Paso terminal, he said everyone at the terminal spoke very highly of me. That I was always a team player. That I was always willing to do something to help out. And again, that goes back to me saying I just thought I was doing what was best. I was doing my job. I'm supposed to help. I think that's the normal thing to do. You think you should be helping.
Right.
You know, they might be driver managers and I might be a driver, but collectively we have one responsibility, and that's to move the freight. That's to get to the customer.
One team.
Exactly. And I drive right now and I deliver for Family Dollar. And here I am in the back of a van, you know, sliding product down the rollers. And at every stop I go, I try to do the same thing. I try to make them know that I'm here to help them. I'm not here to sling products down and fall off the roller. No, I'm here to get you your goods. And I'm not successful unless you're successful, and vice versa. So, I mean, that's always been my philosophy, and I can actually attribute that to being in the military. Because I can remember being a junior enlisted soldier, first coming in the Army, and some of the leaders I had at the time taught me the best way not to be. You can learn from everybody.
You can learn from everybody.
And I always had the mentality that I'll never forget where I came from. So I just believe that everybody is part of a team. Regardless of what the name is on their company or whatever, you know, like Family Dollar isn't a night specific entity, but we deliver for them, to them, etc.
Right.
And I look at it as I'm now a part of your team, or vice versa. So let's be successful together. And that's kind of always been my thing.
So now we need to ask all of our listeners. We need to get this blasted all over social media, but we need some help, right? Because we got to vote.
Yep. So on the 28th of October, the link isn't out yet, but on the 28th of October through the 11th of November, which is Veterans Day, which I thought it was kind of fitting.
Oh yeah.
It's a veteran. So you spoke about that earlier. What's the process? So for the nomination, you have to be a veteran. You had to transition into trucking. Real simple. And then your company or someone has to nominate you. That packet goes in, and with that packet, we decided to do a video. That's where the blinds came in. Right. Ivan, I'm sorry. It wasn't me. It was him.
Hey.
But we decided to do a video also, so it was more personal. It wasn't just a paper copy of I try to understand this person. Let me send in a video too. So we did that. They have a committee that convenes and goes through all the packets to decide who the top 10 are, and then the top 10 were selected. Then the 10 of us had to do submit photos because they wanted to use it for publicity and whatnot. And then we toured the facility. After touring the facility, they named the final 3, and I was one of the final 3 named. And now the next step is, of us 3 that are remaining, on the 20th of October to the 11th of November, America has to vote for us. So if any one of the 3 contestants or candidates, I guess I should say, are what you feel should be deserving of owning this brand new Kenworth, then you have to tell us who the winner is. America has to vote.
Have you met the other 2?
Yes.
And you have?
And yep, because all 10 of us were in the facility.
Did you secretly tell them, I've got this, don't be looking at my truck?
Nope, absolutely not. You know what? Ironically enough, I spoke to both of them and I said that both of you have I said it to each of them, but they both have amazing stories. They both have amazing backgrounds. So,
but you're going to win. I'm going to go ahead and manifest it now and tell you that truck's yours.
I got to give a huge shout out to my woman, Iris, because I said this to her. If it hadn't been for her and her ability to kind of piece me and keep me together, I probably would have disappeared off the map. I had no problem. The back of my mind, I had no problem with disappearing. I have a motorcycle. I have a card. I have money.
Bye.
I was hurt. I didn't know what to do, and I just wanted to free roam. So a huge shout out to her. And through this whole process, she said the same thing. It's yours. There's a reason. Look at this sign. Look at this sign. And I believe in signs too. There's things that are put out in front of you for a reason. It's up to you to see them.
Yep. And
I can't say enough about how strong she's been for me to help me. So
you got to have a huge support system at home in order to be successful in this career.
Absolutely. So, she deals with it every day.
Does she get to come out and ride with you in the truck?
So we haven't done that yet, but that will be a thing. Yep.
After you win the truck?
After you win the truck, she's got to take the first ride with you, right?
Well, actually, that would probably be a thing because from what I'm understanding is that so on December 17th, we all are lined up on the U.S. Chamber of Commerce steps in Washington, D.C., right before the Wreath Across America. And that's when they're going to say, here's the winner of the Kenworth, and here's your keys. So from my understanding is we can drive off with it that day. And if that's the thing, yes.
She'll be with you.
She'll be right there in the safe passenger seat.
Right. Not the milk crate.
Not the milk crate.
Not the milk crate.
Not the dummy seat.
Right. Seatbelt, no.
That's awesome.
So yes, that'd be.
And that's December 17th?
December 17th is the actual, if you want to call it,
What a Christmas gift.
award presentation. Yes.
I know. Can you imagine?
Yeah.
And the last Christmas I had was with my dad. So again,
More
go.
signs.
time-wise and all that stuff. So I
I'm
don't.
telling you, we're getting lots of signs here.
Yep.
That's pretty cool.
Well, very good. We're going to do everything in our power here on Beyond the Rig and Night Transportation, man, to help get the votes out there, to help make you and your family a success, man. You've given a lot to everybody else, and how fitting it is to be rewarded.
It would be
With
nice.
that pretty blue.
I've never been in a position like this, so I'm pretty. I'm like
Right.
I try to keep it in. I'm pretty ecstatic about it. It's crazy.
Yeah.
It's amazing the way that we've done so far.
Yeah. Well, I'm excited for you. I really am, and I can't wait to hear and see. I'll be watching to find out December 17th, right?
Yep.
Yeah, December 17th. So we'll stay tuned to be able to see you guys standing on the stairs of the Chamber of Commerce.
Yep.
That'll be so cool.
That in itself is cool. Like I can't wait. Just to stand there is going to be a neat.
Are they going to
experience.
have all of the trucks there that are carrying the wreaths, or?
So I don't think it'll be the day that day that they'll have the trucks out there. I think it's the following day when they do the full ceremony. But we get to be. I'm gonna be there for that too.
So we have 4 trucks in there, the veterans trucks. We were trying to get the 5th one in, but we'll see.
Well, we can put my red one in there.
Yeah, that would be great. We'll put your blue one.
Well, I can swap them out. I can swap them out.
It's going to be there anyway.
Yeah, we'll use the blue one. For sure. For sure. Well, it's been a pleasure.
Absolutely.
I've truly enjoyed our time, and I thank you for being 100% honest and sharing your story with us.
I appreciate y'all having me. Been a good time.
And with that, that's a wrap. We
have to.
Yeah, we got a couple of things that we got to finish up with. So first of all, we want you to subscribe to us and follow us on all social media.
Anything you can get out there. YouTube.
Oh, you want me to
Well,
continue?
yeah, you're supposed to run with this.
Jeez, Facebook,
What else?
Instagram,
Spotify.
Spotify,
Anything
Apple
else?
Music.
Anything you're
We can keep
subscribed
going.
to, you can follow Beyond the Rig. Make it happen.
See you later. Bye, guys.
We enjoyed bringing this show to you, and we hope you had fun along the way too. We're going 10-10 for now, but you can catch us on the side on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at Beyond the Rig and Drive Night. Until next time, be safe out there and keep trucking.